So to continue the first part we have just recorded, still we are talking about the sensation in CNS station, and we started with the fine touch. We said we are not allowed to do cold touch or pain or temperature. So the second thing you are going to check is vibration. You put the tip of the tuning fork, which is 128 Hertz, on any bony prominence. So in the lower limbs, we are going to put on the ankle, okay, median malleolus, and we strike before we put like this, and then put. And while he's opening his eyes, I'm going to tell him what you feel. He described the feeling, and I will tell that I'm going to keep and tell me if you feel this sensation when I put it anywhere. And then he will be familiar with sensation of vibration. Then I can move to the other median malleolus, or at the knee joint or anterior superior spine. Any bony prominence will give me an idea about the vibration sensation. And then in sensation, I will have the remaining proprioception, which is the sensation of the joint position. So usually I hold the big toe, for example, and I fix from sides, and I hold the big toe, and I move like flexion, extension, and tell him, is it up or down, and while he's opening his eyes, okay, he will see it first as demonstration, and then I will ask him to close his eyes, and I will move. I'm just fixing from sides and the tip from here, and I'm moving up and down, and ask at what side it is now. Is it up or down? And he will tell. Okay, so he is able to know is it up or down, so he feels the position of the joint. With that, you are done with the sensation. Okay, so after that, the coordination, which is again very important, especially if the statement is check neurological examination, or if you examine your patient from the beginning, you started your approach with the gait, and then according to the gait, you had your clues that patient is having unsteady gait, or tandem walk was showing that he is showing unsteady gait, or he had like while you have screen look, you're not nystagmus, or you're not telangiectasia in the conjunctiva or in the posterior part of the ear. So all these are clues that maybe this patient is having problem with coordination. Okay, telangiectasia, more of ataxia telangiectasia, spirometer, so he's having frequent chest infection, or he's coughing, he's having any like malnourished, and you have the impression that he may have immunodeficiency. Okay, so once you reach coordination, now you are suspecting to a certain degree that he may have a problem. And what kind of ataxia you did? Womberg test, which is positive in case of sensory ataxia, like if he's having Guillain-Barré, or if he's having Charcot-Marie-Tooth. Okay, if he's having high stability gait, so it goes more with the peroneal muscle atrophy or Charcot-Marie-Tooth. So it's very important. And also in the local inspection, I have to check, maybe I forgot now, I have to check also the food, if he is having biscuits, which is common with, again, Charcot-Marie-Tooth. And what else? Okay, so also Friedreich ataxia. Okay, so after I checked all this, now I'm going to check coordination in the lower limbs. Coordination in the lower limbs is checked first in the gait, which is tandem walking, and now we check for heel shin movement. If he's able to slide his right heel over his left shin of tibia, okay, from above to below, or from proximally to distally, okay, without facing any problems, so he's not having problem with coordination. If he failed, so that increased suspicion. Okay, and repeat the same with the other limb. If you are done, okay, so now you are comfortably able to know what problem this kid is having, especially that the problem is coordination or problem of upper motor neuron lesion as well, and some lower motor neuron lesion. Okay, so the approach of spinal bifida is a bit different, okay, because you will add to this some other steps, like also we should check abdomen if he's having high tonifosis because of he's having urinary retention secondary to the problem he's having. And also we have to check, it's mandatory to check the sensory level. Okay, you have to comment if he's having urinary catheter, you have to comment if he's wearing diaper. Don't forget, it's actually possible fail criteria. If the patient is in diaper, you have to comment on that. Okay, and also we said, as we mentioned, to palpate if he's having microcephaly and scar in the back. Okay, so it's very important in case of paraplegia and foot-like position. So there will be no gait, okay, because he's not able to walk, but you should check for the other signs, okay, any ulcers, tophic ulcers, they will have actually, and you have to ask that I would like to check the groin and buttocks for any bit sores, okay, it's very common in such cases. So for the this is for mainly for the lower limb examination. Okay, for any if the statement is check the neurological examination. Okay, for neurological examination. So now it's time to check the upper limb. Upper limb will do the same. Okay, so you have inspection, comment on inspection, and then you check the tone in upper limbs. Usually we check the tone that you hold the hand like, and then do swination, pronation, flexion. Okay, and sometimes they add for children, they do this movement, okay, to check the tone in both upper limbs. Okay, and compare both sides together. Then you are going to check power. Okay, power. First you ask him to hold your finger, and don't allow me. You ask him, don't allow me to remove my finger or to release my finger, and the same for the other limb. Okay, then to check, okay, he's extending his arms like this, and you apply some resistance, and again some resistance, and you have to tell him push against your hand. Okay, then you do like this position, boxing position, and check like this against the resistance, both. Okay, and then you do like this and check for shoulder adduction and abduction, okay, against resistance. So that briefly will tell you also idea about the power, same like what you have done in the lower limbs. And reflexes, we have supinator reflex. Okay, you are striking over the styloid process here in semi-flexion, semi-supination, pronation, and then you strike, and usually you tell before you strike, as I mentioned, because they will be anxious from this strike. It may be painful, so you have to tell it's just a brief strike. It's not going to cause any harm, and you demonstrate on yourself, and you strike, you expose the muscle and show the examiner that your eyes are focusing on the muscle, brachioradialis, and then biceps reflex, the same, your eyes on the biceps and triceps reflex. So you are done with the reflexes, you are done with the power, and you told the grading of the power and tone, okay, which is local examination, and then scan, the same as what we did on the lower limbs. You are going to repeat on the upper limb, and you finish your exam with coordination. Okay, you add all the previous, as we mentioned, the gait, the eye signs, okay, telangiectasia if present, okay, all this you are going to add to coordination, and you will add to them the stereokinesia. You will do a rapid alternative movement like this, okay, and you increase that speed, okay, and then do the other limb. You have to start slow and then increase the rate. Then you do finger to nose test, okay, and in different planes, and you do with the patient in both limbs. And also if you have like a pen and cover to check dysmetria, so dysmetria, stereokinesia. And by the end of your exam, usually this time you expected to reach a diagnosis, and you have to know the findings in each disease, what you are going to expect, and based on that, what diagnosis you are reaching. Hemiplegia, I know that by definition what I'm going to find, paraplegia, quadriplegia, and also the other cases, ataxia, sensory ataxia, febrile ataxia, okay, circuit myotose, and the only remaining thing, if I'm examining floppy infants, okay, so a patient with spinal muscle atrophy, he's 1 or 2 years old, okay, so I'm expecting that he will not be able to walk, okay. So instead of that, we are going to do like growth development for a patient who's less than 1 year. So I will do 180-degree examination. I'm going to check the patient while he's sleeping. I'm going to pull his arms and check how degree he's going to support his neck, and then I'm going to sit him and see if he's able to support his trunk or support his buttock, or he's not able to support at all. Okay, I'm going to put him in prone position and check if he's able to push his head up or push against the floor or not. So all these skills I'm going to check for floppy infant, and add to them the primitive reflexes, which we do, and the local examination, which usually we do inspection and then palpation, tone, or reflexes, okay. Then any other general examination, like striking features of the bell-shaped chest, okay. It's very important, the tongue respirations, his anxious look. So all these important features I have to pick and to consider for a patient who's floppy and having a picture of SMA, for example. As we know, also we have to be aware about the theoretical part of SMA. Okay. So we discussed CNS exam. We discussed according to the different cases we are going to meet in our exam. The only thing remaining is the cranial nerve, and we are going to record special recording for cranial nerve and specifically for eye examination, as it's considering 50% of cranial nerve. Thank you for watching, and I'm waiting for your feedbacks. And please, if you have any questions about this recording or the previous recordings, or you have any suggestions regarding the next recording, I would be happy to receive. I would like to answer all your questions you have. Thank you and goodbye.